Hello everyone. In the name of Allah, we start our second lecture, which is on the same topic, complex numbers, exercise 1.1. We have question number 3, simplify. Okay, in today's question, we will be dealing with iota. This is iota. We pronounce it iota, whose value is square root minus 1. But what if we take square on both sides? So we shall get minus 1. And what if we have cube? So we can write iota square multiply iota power 1 or simply iota, which can further be simplified as iota square gives minus 1 and multiply iota. So minus 1 times iota is minus iota. So this is the value of square root. So this is the value of iota power 3. Similarly, what if we have iota power 4? We can split into iota square times iota square. Why we need to split into square? Because we only know these basic values. Iota's value, which is square root minus 1, and iota square value, which is minus 1. These two values we know by definition. So whatever value of iota comes, we must divide that value or write that value in the form of square so that we can write iota square as minus 1. So here we have iota square. We can simplify iota square is minus 1 brackets multiply again iota square is minus 1. So minus 1 times minus 1 is plus 1. This is the value of iota power 4. Similarly, so on. So let's get started with our question. We have first part iota power 9. We have to simplify in the form of single iota. Iota's power must be 1 or no iota. So we have to simplify this. Okay, so iota power 9. Whenever there is higher power than 2, we must split the power in terms of 2. Okay, we have to make this power in terms of square. So iota power 9, we can split it into even and odd number. We have to make it even number. This is the first step. We must make it even power. Okay, so iota power 8, we need to write in terms of iota square. Since 8 is equals to 2 times 4, so we can write iota square power 4 times iota. This iota will come as it is. Why we wrote this? Because we have to simplify and we know only iota square's value. So we don't know the value of iota power 8. That's why we need to split in form of square. So iota square is minus 1 power 4 multiply iota. We don't need to write iota value, which is square root minus 1. We need to write only iota, single iota. Okay, here minus 1 power 4 is plus 1 multiply iota, which is only iota, because 1 times iota is iota. This is the answer. Second part, we have iota power 13. Okay, again we shall split into even and odd because we need even power. So iota power 12 and iota power 1. This is the only possibility we can write. Now we shall break 12. Since 12 is equals to 2 times 6, we must write the number in terms of 2. So iota power 12 is equals to iota square whole power 6 times iota power 1. Since iota square is minus 1, so we can write here minus 1 power 6 times iota. This iota power 1 we can simply write iota. And minus 1 power 6 is plus 1 multiply iota. 1 times iota is iota. This is the answer. Okay, next we have third part minus iota power 21. Alright, we have this problem here. This is the complex situation. Okay, we can split this minus iota whole power 21. We can write it in the form of minus 1 times iota power 21. And this minus 1 will be separated. And iota power 21 will be separated. And since whenever there is odd power, this is odd power of negative sign, so we shall get negative 1 times, now this is iota power 21. This is same as previous parts. We need to separate it into even power. So we can write here iota power 20 and iota power 1. We have minus 1 multiply. Since 20 we can write in square form 2 times 10. So we can write here iota square whole power 10. Multiply this iota as it is. Okay, minus 1 and iota square is minus 1 power 10 times iota minus 1 multiply. Okay, this power is even. Whenever power is even, we shall get plus 1 multiply iota. Okay, minus 1 multiply plus 1 gives minus 1 times iota, and which is minus iota. This is the answer. Okay, next we have part number 4, iota power 28. This is already even power, so it's very simple. We can write 28 in the form of 2. 2 times what makes 28 is 14. So we can split iota square times 14. So iota square is minus 1 power 14. Whenever power is even, we shall get positive 1. This is the answer. Now the answer is in the whole number, not iota form. Okay, next we have part number 5, 3 iota whole power 3. Okay, this is whole power, so power will be given to 3 and to iota as well. So we shall write 3 power 3 and iota power 3. Since 3 power 3 is 27 and iota power 3, we can separate it into even form. Since 3 equals 2 plus 1, so we can write iota square times iota power 1. So 27, iota square is minus 1. Multiply this iota as it is. So 27 times minus 1 is minus 27 and iota as it is. So this is the answer. Okay, next we have part number 6, minus 2 iota whole power 4. Okay, we can split the power minus 2 power 4 and iota power 4. Since this power is whole, so it will be given to negative 2 and iota as well. Okay, first we have, since power is even, so negative sign will be vanished, and we shall write 2 power 4. We have 2 power 4 times iota power 4, we can write in the form of square, which is 2 times 2. Power 4 is 16, and here iota square is minus 1 whole square. Since power is even, so negative sign will disappear. 16 times 1 is 16, which is a real number, so this is the answer. Okay, next we have part number 7, minus 8 iota bracket 2 minus 2 iota. Okay, there are two complex numbers, this minus 8 iota and the whole bracket. So this minus 8 iota will be multiplied with both terms inside the bracket one by one. So first we shall write here minus 8 iota multiply two minus 2 iota minus 8 iota multiplied 2, and then minus 8 iota multiply minus 2 iota. Okay, we must use bracket here because this is my multiply sign and this is minus sign. We can't write two signs together, so it's appropriate to use bracket. Okay, negative 8 times 2 is negative 16 iota, and here negative and negative gives positive sign. So 8 times 2 is 16. Iota times iota is iota square, because there are two iotas, this one and this one being multiplied, iota square. Okay, negative times negative 16 iota and plus 16 iota square. Iota square we shall replace by minus 1. So we got negative 16 iota, and this will be multiplied with addition sign, so we shall get negative 16. Okay, it's better to write a real number first. This is real part, negative 16, and this is imaginary part with whom iota sign is there, so we shall write it later. It's standard notation of complex numbers. Okay, next we have part number 8. 3 plus 2 iota whole square. Okay, so there are two ways to solve this question. Since there is a square, so we can either open a plus b whole square formula, or we can write multiply itself. So we shall go with easy way. 3 plus 2 iota multiply. Since power is 2, so we shall multiply this number twice. Okay, now we know the previous method, that first this term will be multiplied with both terms of the second bracket. So 3 times 3 plus 3 times 2 iota, and next term 2 iota will be multiplied with both terms, plus 2 iota times 3 and plus 2 iota times plus 2 iota. Okay, we have first term 3 times 3 is 9, plus 3 times 2 is 6 iota, plus 2 times 3 is 6 and iota, and here plus 2 times 2 is 4 and iota times iota is iota square. Okay, 9, this is real part and this is also real part, so we will write it here, 4 iota square, and these two parts are imaginary parts, so 6 iota plus 6 iota is 12 iota. Okay, 9 plus 4 iota square. For iota square we shall replace by minus 1 and 12 iota as it is. We have 9, this minus sign multiplied with a plus sign to give negative, so negative 4 plus 12 iota. Okay, 9 minus 4 gives 5 plus 12 iota. So this is the answer. Okay, next we have part number 9. It is in the similar way. 3 minus 6 iota and 3 plus 6 iota. Okay, we can simplify this by a minus b and a plus b formula equals a square minus b square. So this is in the form of a minus b, second bracket is in the form of a plus b. So we shall write in the solution first step as it is. We shall replace it by a square minus b square. Okay, so first term is 3, so 3 square minus 6 iota square. Okay, 3 square is 9 and minus, this square is on 6 and is on iota as well, so 6 square and iota square. So 9 minus 6 square is 36 and iota square is minus 1. We shall replace in the next step, which is minus 1 and we have minus and minus plus, so plus 36. Okay, 9 plus 36 is 45. This is the answer. Okay, next we have part number 10, which is minus 5 minus 3 iota whole square. Again we have whole square, so we can write it 2 times negative 5 negative 3 iota multiply negative 5 negative. Multiplication will be done in the similar way, so minus 5 times minus 5. We must use brackets because two signs are, we cannot write two signs together. So minus 5 multiply minus 5, and then minus 5 multiply minus 3 iota. Okay, then we have negative times 3 iota. So negative 3 iota multiply negative 5 and negative 3 iota multiply negative 3 iota. Okay, negative 5s and negative 5s is positive 25, and this second term is positive 15, 5 3s are 15 iota. Also here positive 15 iota, and here positive 9 iota square. So we have 25, and these two are imaginary parts, so they can be added. So 15 plus 15 iota plus 15 iota is 30 iota plus 9 iota square. For iota square we can write minus 1, so 25. Okay, so 25, this is negative 9 being a real part, so we can write here negative 9 and plus 30 iota. Okay, 25 minus 9 is 16 and plus 30 iota. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, next we have 11th part, 1 plus square root 2 iota and 1 minus square root 3 iota. Okay, simply we will multiply because two brackets are being multiplied. So 1 times 1 and 1 times plus 1 multiply bracket, because there is negative sign, so we must use bracket. Negative 3 square root 3 iota, and second term square root 2 iota multiply 1 and plus square root 2 iota multiply minus square root 3 iota. Okay, this is 1 times 1 is 1, and this minus sign with this plus will give minus 1 times square root 3 is square root 3 and iota as it is. Here plus square root 2 times 1 is square root 2 and iota as it is. And here minus, because this minus with this plus will be multiplied and will give minus, and square root 2 multiply square root 3 we can write in the common square root, because square root power is same, so 2 times 3 and iota with iota, so iota square outside of the square root. We have first term 1, and here negative 3 iota and positive 2 iota, and this is negative square root 6 iota square, we can write minus 1. Okay, plus 1, we cannot add or subtract these two terms. So we can take common iota from these two. Okay, first we shall write this real part, this minus, and minus sign will give us plus. So plus square root 6. And here these two imaginary parts we can write plus square root 2 iota first and minus square root 3 iota later. And we can write it 1 plus square root 3 plus square root 2 minus square root 3 iota. Sorry, this is square root 6. Okay, so this is the answer. And this is the real part and this is imaginary part. Okay, we have next part number 12. Square root 2 plus iota and square root 2 minus iota. So again, this is in the form of a plus b and a minus b, which equals a square minus b square. So we can directly replace by this formula. First step, square root 2 plus iota and square root 2 minus iota. So a plus b and a minus b gives a square minus b square. So this first term is playing the role of a. So a square minus sign of formula, and this second term is playing the role of b. So iota square. This square will cancel the square root. So we have 2 minus iota square. 2 minus iota square we can write minus 1. These two signs will become plus 1. So 2 plus 1 gives 3. So this